Foods and Pies. And if you haven't done it yet, it is so amazing to be a part of the oldest institution of the party and the reparations institution of the party. And just, I really salute, I mean, the people that I've seen in Oakland who do Uhuru Foods and Pies all the time, how hard they work, and the opportunity to do outreach. And it being in Oakland, like, people know Uhuru Foods and Pies, and it's so fun. And I really, really encourage you. I got to do that for, Christmas. So, like, spending the holiday rather than, this parasitic capitalist holidays, go to Uhuru Foods and Pies and do something like that with your time. And so next is we're going to be presenting some awards, and I'm so excited about this because all of our comrades in the Uhuru Solidarity Movement have done such amazing work in the last year, and they deserve to be honored. And I'm going to bring up Chair Jessie Neville to present these first awards. Give it up for Chair Jessie Neville.
Uhuru. Uhuru. So this has been an amazing first day of the Uhuru Solidarity Movement National Convention. I want to salute the incredible presentations by our chairman, Omali Yeshatella, Chairwoman Penny Hess, Uhuru, Deputy Chair Onizane Yeshatella, the amazing panel. It was incredible, and tomorrow is going to be amazing as well. So please be here tomorrow. And I'm really excited about this part of the program because this is something I do want to say that we pulled together in relatively short amount of time towards the end of the process of building for this convention, this Culture and Awards Night. But this is something we want to institute as a tradition every year going forward, to have this more well built into our convention building process, to have a showcase of the culture of reparations to African people that the African People's Socialist Party has made possible. And as the chairman has talked about, culture is part of the superstructure that reflects an economic base. So all of the so-called culture of white people, of white society, is stolen African culture that is then perverted and ruined, and culture that reinforces and justifies imperialism and slavery and genocide, because it reflects and reinforces the economic base of slavery and genocide upon which it rests. And as the African People's Socialist Party is creating a new economic base for the whole world that is based on reparations, that is based on African people reclaiming their resources and labor, a new culture emerges. And of course we see the amazing, vibrant, revolutionary culture of the African Revolution, the African working class, in the fight song, the performance of the Freedom Mass Choir that Zanlile performed earlier today. We also want to salute Zanlile for that. And we've seen Elikia and Revasai and so many amazing examples of the cultural revolution that is being spawned by the African People's Socialist Party. And we've seen that in the Solidarity Movement as well, that if white people are going to perform a poem or do a dance or perform a song or do anything, any cultural activity, it needs to be about reparations to African people. That is a revolutionary culture for white people. So we're very excited to do this, and we have some amazing performers tonight. The other thing that we are going to start doing on an annual basis is present awards. And I just want to appreciate Deputy Chair Onizane Yeshatella for leading around this question with, Comrade of the Quarter, and just a whole, really, a recognition program and a real understanding that recognizing the contributions of our comrades is really important, because we do sincerely appreciate and value the people above everything. The people are the most valuable resource of the revolution, and we want to also encourage socialist competition amongst our members, because the awards that we have tonight are not subjective about, oh, that's the nicest person or anything like that. They're objective, measurable things that we want to set for every year. The only two that we don't have, and this is a contradiction on our end because we haven't been tracking this and holding this accountable, which has to be overturned, is best spear seller and best individual recruiter, meaning the person who individually goes out and recruits the most people. That's something that with Ali Ayello taking over membership, we're going to be tracking all that stuff much more closely. And we also need to start tracking spear sales and holding that accountable more. So yes, Uhuru. So next year, you should strive to be in the running for best spear seller and best recruiter. But this year we don't have those. But what we do have, we want to start off with these two. I want to start with best outreach table fundraiser. Okay, let's see. Let's see if you're right. And this is the person who, she's in St. Petersburg, Florida. That's a hint. It's a really obvious hint. And this person has been on the ground doing tables every single week, sometimes multiple times a week, often raising over $100 on every outreach table, and also led a national tabling campaign that brought in, thousands of dollars in reparations to African people. So we salute the great outreach table fundraising work of Comrade Ann Hirsch. Uhuru. And if you could come to there. Uhuru. Here we go, Ann. Absolutely, yes. Speech.
Uhuru. So I want to salute Chairman and Deputy Chair and all of the people who are here from the APSP and for making it possible for us to do this work. And I also want to say that this really wasn't me, but it was me leading, which is what I'm supposed to do. So I want to shout out Jackson and Jamie and Johan and our new member, Jason, who I won on a table, and he came to the next meeting, and then he went out tabling, and he won a member his first day tabling. So, Jackson, did I leave off anybody else who's out there? Well, Amanda's out there with us sometimes, and of course, Jesse Neville's out there. And Santosh, another new member who went out, and like the first time he went out, he raised like $50. So, and I just really want to say that we want to try to get out in our regions because we are really, I don't know, the word's not lucky, but blessed, or I don't know what it is, but we are where the party has been. So there are people who've been trained for years and years and years doing tabling. So that's what it's about. It's the training we've received from Chairwoman Penny. We have the Chairwoman Penny style of tabling, where you just don't let people get away. So I just want to really encourage all of the regional leaders, and I know we're going to be doing that, getting out to go and train people how to table. Because, at first it takes a lot of courage until you get the science down. And then once you get the science down, it's pretty thrilling. Like we're keeping track. Oh, we're going to raise $100 today. We're at $20. Oh, now we're at $50. Now we're at $75. So we're going to be getting out, training all of you who are around the country. If you want us to come, let your regional leader know, and we'll come and we'll train you how to do it. Uhuru. Hope I didn't say it.
That's great. Uhuru Ann. Congratulations. All right, so the second award, I don't think that this person is in the room anymore. Alabama's not here anymore, right? Alabama comrades? Okay. So we'll have to get this to her tomorrow. But the best convention mobilizer, which is the person, sorry, St. Louis, you were disqualified, but don't worry, just be patient, because they have hometown advantage. The person who brought the most people from out of the city, not including National Steering Committee members, and that's highly specific, is Carrie Porter from Huntsville, Alabama. Uhuru. So we'll get that to her tomorrow. I'll probably re-present it to her, but I'm going to turn it back over to Mads. Uhuru.
Uhuru. Yeah, Ann, we need to do a training in Portland ASAP because we've got so much tabling opportunities coming up in Portland. So I just wanted to say that. And so now our first performance, our first culture of tonight is none other than our comrade in St. Petersburg, Florida, and someone who has really taken the culture of reparations and has done so many reparations challenges and has written an original song about the movement. So bring up Jackson. Uhuru.
This song is called Reparations Now. Okay. Don't. Oh. Uhuru? Uhuru? Great. All right. So I had access to a lot of stolen resources growing up through my family. They put me in all sorts of classes, and I was a theater major. My dad put me through college. I have no student loans. From a musical theater family, and so I grew up around stolen culture and was taught stolen culture, and this is a way of returning that. I have a lyric in here that saying stolen music didn't quite fit, but I say stolen sound, and that is recognizing that, you know, every white person who, as Chair Jesse was saying, who performs, who writes a song, a poem, you know, performs in any way, you know, we have a responsibility to use those stolen skills for reparations, for, you know, working under the African liberation movement. So I am very honored to have this opportunity to return those stolen resources. And I also want to appreciate my younger brother for arranging the music. That's a skill I don't have, but he has. And so, you know, definitely, you know, talk to your family and friends, and, you know, people can donate their time. People can, you know, support in various ways. So really encourage that and salute everyone who has, you know, spoken with their loved ones. For Clyde being here, Casey Mackey's father, and just everyone who has com dads and mom rads, etc. So while we're working this out, I have had the honor to be asked to perform the song at various Uhuru movement events, for Days of Reparations, for events by the African People's Socialist Party, and it's such an honor to perform this piece for this movement. And I know that Casey Mackey also performed this song at a drag event, and was a way of raising reparations and promoting an upcoming event. And yeah, so should we let someone else go first? Okay. Okay, so a performance that does not perform audio. So if you know that you're performing. So we have 2 spoken words. Uhuru. Jesse Call from Seattle. Uhuru.
Uhuru Jackson, thank you for stalling. Appreciate that, comrade. I'm gonna put this back here. Jesse Call is most recently coming from Seattle, but I'm actually from a few miles west on I-70 in a town called Kansas City, Missouri, which is a mirror image of this place with just slightly less extreme disparity between the two Americas. And I really didn't think that Chairman starting off today talking about the righteous resistance of the people of Afghanistan would somehow converge with Chair Jesse talking about white rappers, but here we are, because that's exactly what's about to happen. You'll see in a second. So yeah, just as all white people owe reparations, all white rappers owe reparations, that was the way that I actually was introduced to political life, was through hip hop. And I never knew that, well, through punk rock too, all of which was stolen from African people. We know Bad Brains and any hip hop group, there's no difference. All of our music is stolen, techno, anything that we do, participate in, listen to, consume, all of it's stolen. So anyway, but that's also what politicized me. So it's a little bit of a double-edged sword, or a blade in the case of wolves. And I didn't know. So I actually wrote this spoken word. And we know spoken word is actually a tradition that came from the griots of West Africa, something that survived the Middle Passage, like so much of African culture has survived and reemerged and reappeared in different ways. So again, even the spoken word without the beat behind it is still stolen. The style that I'm performing in is still stolen. And we've seen collegiate whites bastardize it a million times over. So hoping that this culture of reparations is not me continuing that tradition. But I wrote this piece 7 years ago, and I wasn't in the movement at the time, but I was heavily influenced, I realized later, by people who were influenced by the movement. I mean, even the late Nipsey Hussle, who just passed very recently and put a ripple through all of planet Earth. I watched this interaction recently that Stickman was remembering, where Nipsey had commented on Stickman from Dead Prez, who hopefully all of you will buy the feature that Chairman O'Malley has on Let's Get Free. But anyway, Nipsey Hussle was writing on that post. He said, you know, Let's Get Free came at the perfect time for me. He was saying it changed the game for me, and he was saluting the knowledge, the game that was put out in a major way by Dead Prez. And Dead Prez, of course, were under the tutelage of Chairman O'Malley Ishatella. So in that same vein, I was under the tutelage of Chairman O'Malley before I ever met the movement officially. So this piece was written. Yeah, Uhuru, we can clap for that. Comrade Ann is the one who pointed that out to me out in Seattle when she was out there. So anyway, 7 years ago, I was in the United Arab Emirates. We'll talk about that later, but there was sand everywhere. There's nothing but opulence. They call it the land of the have-nots and the have-yachts. So there's this huge divide. And I was there with a good friend of mine from Pakistan, and we're having a very deep, honest conversation in a taxi. Didn't know where the man who was driving the taxi was from, but we knew he wasn't speaking English. And my friend and I from Pakistan were having a very deep discussion about my family members who had gone to the Middle East to slaughter, to slaughter men, women, children indiscriminately. And we were talking about why the passive American populace would support such a thing, and why it's patriotic to support slaughter. And the man driving the car pulled over. And this is a lot of interactions that I had while I was over there, but the man driving the car pulled over and began telling us his story. And thankfully, there was one lingua franca between this man driving and my friend from Pakistan, and it was Urdu. And they were speaking in Urdu, and we all had this really powerful conversation. Everybody ended up coming down in tears. And anyway, I'll let the piece speak more for itself than I'm doing right now. But the first line is, I've never seen war face to face. And I realize now that that's not true. So there's a couple lines here that aren't true. And just as Comrade Abdullah's presentation, we need to, Comrade Abdullah Muhammad, wow, that was next level. But just as Comrade Abdullah Muhammad was saying earlier, I mean, he was a prisoner of war. It's very clear. And every single African in this community has seen war face to face. And I've just seen the spoils of war, right? So some of these words will be different. But anyway, let's whatever. Close your eyes unless you're on security, because I'm security. So keep your eyes open. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself in the sand. Imagine huge, tall skyscrapers. Real life Tower of Babel, and imagine people who are coming directly from these war zones where those kids in Colorado were dropping drones all over their moms, dads, grandchildren, and so on and so forth. This piece is called Call of Duty. I've never seen war face to face. I don't live with its smell, but I might die with its taste, so I won't relent. Because I do know to some extent what war does to people, to places, to loved ones and ones in need of love, to Muslim husbands and their Christian doves, to charred churches and mortared mosques, gas grocers and crushed crops, to nuke nurseries and shattered schools, bomb bars and blood pools, to seared scalps and singed skin, murdered men, wounded women, orphan children. Truth is thinning, troops are sinning, duped and looped. My friends were spinning, gauges stuck on self-destruct. The graves erupt to pay to corrupt, but you're only struck if I say the word fuck. Well, shucks. That's just my luck. Because where I grew up, we spent our bucks on everything but books. Just look at the state of my state's education. Why you think America's barely placing 25th in math? Might be because we were stripped of half the equation, confused by the use of the term invasion. It's amazing how we graze in our maze when his grace has been misplaced. It's a disgrace. We still chase that pretense of defense, meaning we still pretend to defend. And I didn't intend to blame my brethren. The shit wasn't meant to shame no veteran. I had love for my peoples, whether backwoods or better when. I just know we're better when we take curative medicine. No painkillers or bane thrillers. We need to change the way we frame pillars of progress, of God bless. It's a cold world and a hot mess, and it ain't getting clean anytime soon. Unnatural disasters, man-made typhoons. Corporate masters play games with platoons. Recruit the youth, come march to our tune. Answer the call of duty. Be the hero of your favorite movie. But truly, in the end, nobody wins. Nobody ever wins. Nobody wins when rape is a weapon. Nobody wins when we take a step in that deadly direction. Body armor and bullets, but we came without protection. Inseminated, incinerated, the rapist deeds are venerated, debated if you will. We're inundated with aerated blue pills, but I've seen the scars, the fresh blood spilled, and I feel the chills each time we steal life. This ain't no still life, real life motion picture. We kill life, explosion tickers. So my devotion flickers like the treaties of trickers, loyalty fading with the ink on your stickers, and the mortise, it riggers. It's bigger than facts and figures. It's bigger than traps and triggers. It's bigger. Because I've held the hand of an Afghan man as we wept in the depths of Arabian sands. In Urdu, I heard you speak so clear. Heard you weep for the years that you and your peers were plagued by my kin, by my friends, by the ones I hold dear. So now I hold you close. I hold you near. I say, forgive me, my brother. I'm so sorry. You said it's okay, my brother. May God guard me. But I'm hardly a Marley, so pardon me if it's hard for me to believe that every little thing is gonna be all right, because this is not all right. This is not okay. 3 holes in your left leg, I see them every day, caught in the crosshairs of gun spray and gunplay, shrapnel in your forearm to be removed someday, elementary school blasts on vivid replay, no sleep for weeks and you're lucky, you say. So forgive me, my people, if my reverence has swayed. But every life is precious, I won't let us decay. Your soldiers were sold to corporations, your troops were betrayed, but I refuse to be played, and I refuse to be made blind to the beauty. I'm called, I respond, this is my duty. Uhuru. Reparations! Reparations! Unity through! Unity through! Uhuru.
Taller than me. Okay. Whatever. No, don't go anywhere. All right. Sorry. Uhuru, let's give it up for Jesse Call. So that brings us to our next award. Okay. So I just want to salute Jesse Call. That was very powerful. Jesse Call is an amazing comrade. He's coordinated security for this convention and done an amazing job with that, so let's give it up for that. Jesse Call also is one of the longest running members of USM Seattle, who has been through many, many different phases of USM Seattle, starting with Comrade Ann, who was there, who did an amazing job, and many other things since then. Let's put it that way. And Call is now the leader of USM Seattle, so Uhuru. and just does an incredible job working with the comrades there, building events, and just brings so much to this movement. But this award is actually not for any of those things. This award is for holding a birthday fundraiser on Facebook that actually went beyond Facebook and reached out to friends and family, did outreach tables outside of concerts, and really worked a plan of action to turn his birthday into an act of reparations to African people. And as the birthday fundraiser coordinator herself put it, Jesse Call won hands down, raising over $3,000 on his birthday fundraiser. So best birthday fundraiser goes to Comrade Jesse Call. Uhuru.
Uhuru, so that was, yeah, wow. Salute to you, Chair Jesse, my direct leadership, and salute to, I'm gonna just squat, salute to you, Ali, who can't respond because you're on security. We really just followed the template that DCONA has all of us follow, which is make a plan of action. I had a goal. I knew I had a big following on Facebook. I also knew that it's Fedbook or Facecrook, however you want to look at it, and they made it to where I couldn't put any videos with sound up. They made it pretty difficult for me to reach my followers, which we know. It's that the real work takes place in the real world. So vast majority of my funds actually came from not Facebook. They came from what Chair Jesse was just describing. They came from me sending texts to people I know, people that would otherwise never support the movement, but they saw the Black Power blueprint and they said, okay, that's something I can get behind. And I don't know. I just feel like this is something anybody can do. I didn't really flex my 10,000 followers on Facebook because I couldn't access them. I accessed the people who were in my real life, in the real world. And it was 2 weeks after my son was born. It was a Black Power baby shower. So I can't be a father if I'm giving him this world, right? So yeah, everybody should do a birthday fundraiser. If you haven't signed up yet, do it. If you don't have a birthday that's happening this year, pick a deceased family member and do one in honor of them. Uhuru.
I hadn't thought of that, a deceased family member. All right, I'm going to keep in the pattern of giving an award to somebody who's not actually here. And this is for Best Reparations Challenge. So the Reparations Challenge is a campaign where we call on white people to take the Reparations Challenge by doing anything in your community. Use your skills, use your area of interest, your expertise, your talent, your community, whatever, to raise reparations. Host a fundraiser and, just build the culture of reparations to African people. So this is a campaign, it's a really important campaign, and Chairwoman Penny Hess has been calling for someone to do a bike tour for reparations. We're gonna keep putting that out there, so that's the kind of thing that we wanna do, a bike tour. We'll hear more about that tomorrow. We have a report. But anyway, we've had people do things like the drag imperialism to its grave. There's been a lot of amazing reparations challenges. But the person who has raised the most money consistently through the reparations challenge is a comrade who is in Minneapolis, who who's an acupuncturist, who has been doing stress reduction therapy sessions and donating all of the proceeds, which has come out currently to, thank you, National Treasurer Amanda Carlozzi, $2,933. And that is Leah Fifield, Uhuru. So we'll be sending this to her. Let's give her a round of applause. Uhuru.
We're ready? All right, Jackson, Uhuru.
Uhuru. In case, oops, let me see here. All right, again, this song is called Reparations Now. We know that we've been lied to. There's two realities. There's the one that we've been raised in, and the one we pretend we don't see. We don't want the guilt, but our lives are built on murder, rape, and theft. To pretend is not an option now. We wonder what is left. Genocide. hashtag every night. But every 18th hour we see white power kill Africans and go free. We want to know what we can do to stand in solidarity. Reparations for stolen land, for all the wealth we take in hand to build our cities, schools and towns. Reparations, reparations now. Reparations for stolen names. All white people are to blame for stolen science, culture, sound. Reparations, reparations now. Reparations. Reparations now. Reparations for stolen lives. Reparations for husbands, wives, and children killed and raped and drowned. Reparations, reparations now. Reparations, reparations now. Reparations, reparations now. Again. Reparations, reparations now. Reparations, reparations now. One more time. Reparations, louder. Reparations now. Reparations, reparations now. And reparations now. Unity through! Unity through! Uhuru! That's actually how I meant to have the song originally, but then I thought, well, maybe people won't sing along, and I changed it. So actually, that's awesome, and in a lot of ways. So salute to all of you, and make America pay reparations! Uhuru!
Uhuru, give yourselves a round of applause. And Jackson as well. Despite technical difficulties, the revolution will go on. And Jackson, you're doing a reparations challenge currently every Wednesday night, uploading videos on YouTube, doing cooking and lifestyle hacks. So check out Jackson uploading on the Uhuru Solidarity Movement YouTube page, learning how to clean your, what is it called? Cast iron pans. I don't have any.
Sorry, it's actually not on the Uhuru Solidarity Movement YouTube. It's at until I get 100 subscribers, they won't let me change the link. But you can find the link at JX Hollingsworth on Facebook.
Thank you. All right, now we're going to go into some more awards with Chair Jesse Neville. Uhuru.
All right, Maz is introducing me so I can introduce somebody else to introduce another award. So actually, we're gonna take a break from the regular awards, and we wanna give a special gift in recognition of someone who really went above and beyond to make this convention a success. So I'm gonna call up Comrade Hallie to present that gift. Uhuru.
Uhuru, it's really exciting to be here. So I've been the logistics coordinator for this convention, and it's been incredible. It's a really excellent team, and we wanted to recognize everyone's been doing incredible work on the logistics team. You know, without that, there would be no venue, there'd be no food, there'd be nothing, because we're materialists, you know, we need the back end stuff to be able to be up here, you know, to listen to the program and soak in African internationalism. So I want to, a new comrade relative to USM signed up for this role as food coordinator. You know, we put it forward and they were like, sure, I'll do that. You know, never having done it before, and just every single meeting, you know, their reports were just so on point. They did above and beyond the work expected. They always had a report, and, you know, yesterday, yesterday there were, you know, we had this party in the evening, and they did come to the party, but I got to see the kitchen at the Karen House, if folks know where that's happening, and there was at least 10 USM comrades cooking all the food for the weekend, plus some extra helpers. The volunteers were like, yeah, I'll help. And there was the one coordinator of this food action. And I want to salute Carly Spurlock. Come on up, comrade. I see you back there. Uhuru. Woo! Is everyone full? You feeling good? It's from this comrade. Yeah, I'm going to put you on the spot. Logistician, Uhuru. Jesse told me this word. It's called a logistician. It's someone who coordinates all that. So we have two gifts. One is one of these laser cut magnets with the USM logo that I made. And we also want to gift you one of our new USM hoodies, which we'll have to, you know, get what size you want, and I can send you that in the mail. So we just really want to salute your work. And yeah, I don't know if you want to say anything.
I don't know. Thank you. I'm so honored to have been asked to take on this task. And yeah, when Casey asked me, I was like, sure, yeah, whatever. And I had no idea what I was getting into. But I've learned so much, and I'm proud of everything that I've been able to accomplish through USM and through this movement so far, and I'm so excited to see what more is in store for me. So thank you. Uhuru.
Uhuru. Carly.
Uhuru. Give it up one more time for the food and the whole food team and Carly and everything. Uhuru. Well, I'm very excited for our next performance. You all saw Ben earlier, who gave an amazing presentation and, you know, personal story about finding the movement. Well, now you get to meet Ella Cadre, everyone, from who is recruited from Joey Cadre. You know, we've got drag family in the house, so please give it up for Ella Cadre.
French are glad to die for love. They delight in fighting duels. But I prefer a man who lives and gives expensive jewels. A kiss on the hand may be quite continental, but diamonds are a girl's best friend. A kiss may be grand, but it won't pay the rental on your humble flat, or help you at the automat. Men grow cold as girls grow old, and we all lose our charms in the end. But square cut or pear shape, these rocks don't lose their shape. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. time when a lass needs a lawyer, but diamonds are a girl's best friend. There may come a time when a hard-boiled employer thinks you're awful nice, but get that ice or else no dice. He's your guy when stocks are high, but beware when they start to descend. It's then that those louses go back to their spouses. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. I've heard of affairs that are strictly platonic, but diamonds are a girl's best friend. And I think affairs that you must keep Masonic are better bets. If little pets get big baguettes, time rolls on, and youth is gone, and you can't straighten up when you bend. But stiff back or stiff knees, you stand straight as Tiffany's.
Are dripping in blood. Long revered as rare gems symbolizing the ideals of beauty and love, the reality is all diamonds are blood diamonds. The legacy of the diamond is steeped in the slavery, colonialism, and genocide that built the Western capitalist system, and we white people are the beneficiaries of this system. Diamonds from African soil are worth billions of dollars, yet African people on their own land, laboring in the mines under slave-like conditions for pennies a day, have no control over the diamond trade and see no benefits from its profits. In Namibia, the unionized diamond workers live in poverty without running water, electricity, healthcare, or education. In the past century since Belgian colonialism in the Congo, African people have been subjected to ongoing war, bloodshed, and powerlessness. Most African people have nothing to eat for days at a time. As white people, we habitually ignore the unfathomable suffering inflicted on African and other peoples that bring us the resources we take for granted. Across the globe, oppressed peoples are rising up and challenging the U.S. and imperialist control of their resources and the accompanying slaughter and poverty. They want their diamonds back. They want their oil back. They want their land and culture and self-determination back. Any progressive white person must support reparations to African and colonized people. Support for African reparations is a stand to begin to rectify the wrongs done to African people. This is the process by which we can join humanity instead of policing it, exploiting it, and attacking it for our own benefit. All diamonds are blood diamonds. Reparations now.
Give it up for Ella. I really appreciate that. You know, I used to do drag, and drag is one of the most parasitic cultures in white culture. We steal everything. We mimic African people. So I just really appreciate the way that the St. Louis comrades have just interjected African internationalism in their performances. It's so profound, so amazing. I just really, really appreciate you comrades who do that. And now I'm Chair Jesse.
If you're just tuning in on live stream, you're watching Make America Pay Reparations, the Uhuru Solidarity Movement National Convention. Uhuru. All right, so now I've got 2 awards. The first is for Best Branch of the Uhuru Solidarity Movement. And the way we measured this was by the highest number of members recruited since the last convention. And I want to give a shout out to the runners-up, which was almost a tie between the Saints, St. Petersburg, and St. Louis, Uhuru. But I really want to salute the winner, and bring back up to the stage Comrade Mads Ambrose for USM Portland, which recruited 42 new members of the Uhuru Solidarity Movement since the convention last year. Uhuru. All right. We have one more award. You will. No, come back. This is for the best day of reparations to African people. And this was a hard one because they were damn good in 2018. It was a powerful tour, but there was one event that ended with 20 new people having joined the Uhuru Solidarity Movement. I believe it was the first day of reparations that these comrades had held in this city, and raised over $2,000, almost $3,000. It was a powerful event. Chairman Amalia Shatella was there, APSC Chairwoman Penny Hess, and it was coordinated by none other than Mads Ambrose and USM Portland. Uhuru.
I got lied to and said I wasn't going to get any awards, but I got two. Well, my branch got two. Well, Portland, you know, is known as Whitelandia, and it has a deep, deep history of expelling African people out of the city so it can be a Whitelandia. And, you know, it's just amazing doing the work for the last 2 years. You know, everything that's been going on in this, or being said in this convention about the new era that we're in. Well, I started organizing a little bit less than 2 years ago, and when I said the word reparations, I lost friends, I lost social capital, you know, people were, you know, calling me Rachel Dole's doll, actually, is what happened, and, and now it's in the mouth of everybody. Everybody is saying reparations in Portland, and when the chairman came, really appreciate the chairman for coming, and it just totally changed the political landscape of Portland. And there have even been, you know, or you know, different organizations trying to come up with sort of similar things, but there's nothing like the Uhuru movement. And I'm just so excited. I want to get comrades here, and I want to appreciate my comrades, Dakota Russell, Monica Chiotti, S. Sevier, the two Joshes, Josh Olinger and Josh Spencer. One of you all are watching on there. I just appreciate all my comrades. There's some very wonderful, serious, amazing comrades, and I can't wait for you all to meet them one day and for them to be here and see the institutions and the institutions that are coming because of the Office of the Deputy Chair in Portland. It's just gonna explode. It is exploding, and I'm very excited for Portland, so. Uhuru. Back to me. Now I think it's our final culture presentation. The chair of St. Louis and member of African People Solidarity Committee, Casey Mackey.
All right, Uhuru, everybody. Before I do this thing, I wanted to say that the workshop earlier called Make America Pay Reparations, 10,000 Strikes Against Parasitic Capitalism ultimately raised $12,980. So if anyone wants to do 20 more, we can just make it 13,000. We have one, yes, Uhuru! And yes, so 13,000 strikes, just won't stop striking. Imperialism is like, please stop. But we're like, no. So, and for the year, we raised 17,505, including all the new sustainers and upgrades. So everybody give yourselves a round of applause. I also wanted to make a self-criticism because there was an error with the souvenir booklets, which are really beautiful and designed by our amazing comrade Sam Day out in Boston. There was 2 salutes from 2 amazing chapters that were not printed in them, and I just wanted to be able to read them. So this is the salute from Uhuru Solidarity Movement, New York City, which says, USM membership of New York City would like to express profound appreciation for the leadership of Chairman Amalia Shatella, Deputy Chair Ona Zeneya Shatella, and the African People's Socialist Party, who have provided the only opportunity for white people to take a principled stand of genuine solidarity with Black power and African liberation. Make America Pay Reparations, NYC White Solidarity with Black Power. and then Uhuru NYC, and then also I wanted to shout out Philly, and who said, the Philly USM branch salutes the 2019 National Convention of the Uhuru Solidarity Movement. We salute our leadership, Chairman Omali Yeshitela, and the African People's Socialist Party, and enthusiastically unite with the call for white people's reparations to African people. Victory to the African nation. Uhuru. Okay, so this is the first time I'm gonna do this poem not looking at my phone. And I also wanted to dedicate this poem. I performed it at a poetry night that happened a few weeks ago that was really, really powerful. Not just because it was an amazing program, but because it was organized by Mustafa Musa Bantu, who was a really incredible member of the African People's Socialist Party who passed away. And I had the honor of working under his leadership on a steering committee led by Deputy Chair, and he just lives on in all of us. And he loved the party, doing outreach with him. He just so warm and just like a true face of the party, just African working class, like so much compassion, knew every song. And, we just, as white people, our individual sadness does nothing. We have to be organized and kill this vicious system that kills so many Africans in our name. So I wanted to devote this poem, and it's my first time without, I'm gonna take off my glasses too. Okay. All right. August 9th, 2014, another day under capitalism, a superstructure of white power, born from the rape of Africa, built on 600 years of stolen black labor, built on 600 years of stolen African lives, who once lived free in advanced society, who followed the patterns of the movements of the stars, who found order in nature, who thrived until history was disrupted by Europe. Poor and diseased, we attacked them, branded them, sold them, took away their names, raped them, broke them, took away everything they had to build a system of ruthless white terror, unspeakable violence that Africans and indigenous people had no words for. Drawn out for days, weeks, years by regular white people. In broad daylight, white mothers posed our daughters in bows by lifeless African bodies, lynch mobs, volunteer militias, the military, the police, armed to the teeth like a robot, no spirit, no regard for human life. My people have done this and do this, wreaking havoc and reaping the benefits. That's our legacy that we must face. And on August 9th, 2014, white thug Darren Wilson assassinated Mike Brown, left his body to bleed out 4 hours on the pavement in the hot sun, making an example, making a mockery, making a spectacle, like the carnivals white people had to torture African people, where the carnage was made into postcards, images burned in time, like bodies burning on pavement. I can't imagine what it's like breathing the last breath at the pointed gun of the police, who kill Africans not once, but twice. First in cold blood, then again in the news, villainizing them, criminalizing them, telling us why they deserve to die, expecting our complicity. And they're doing what they're meant to do, hunt and murder Africans, rip their families apart, brutalize their communities, steal their children's futures like we did 600 years ago. Europe against Africa, the police against Africans, white people against the world in exchange for our safety and freedom. Safe from what? Who is free? White suicide, drug abuse skyrockets to escape the brutality of this reality, this genocide happening in our name. Countless African lives stolen, blood on our hands. What cannot be undone, what cannot be forgiven, has to be rectified. For the first time in 600 years, we can take the stand. We have to take the stand for unity through reparations. Uhuru solidarity movement. Uhuru means freedom. It's the world we will see when Black power wins. Can you imagine what the world would be like if we still had Mike Brown, Ayanna Stanley Jones, Sandra Bland, Mustafa Musa Abantu? Long live!
Long live!
Don't you want that world? Don't you want to fight for that world and struggle for it and take self-criticism? It's happening regardless, because African people are fighting to be free. African people have always fought to be free. They will have justice. They will take back their power, their culture, their land and future, and create a society without oppress and oppressor. No more grieving mothers, no more Africans killed in our name. The line has been drawn. What side are we on? Are we for Uhuru? Are we for solidarity? We have to pay our dues. We owe reparations. None of these words are mine. This is African internationalism, the theory of the African working class given to us by Chairman Omali Yeshitela, who won us in solidarity to finally understand, to finally see. Reparations is to repair. Repair is to heal. To heal is to be human. Reparations now. Uhuru.
Embodies this work, oozes this work, whether you're in drag or whether you're, saying something funny or whether you're doing something, as serious and profound as what you just did. I just really appreciate you as a comrade. And you were actually one of the first people that I had contact with the movement. And so, yeah, I just appreciate and love you. And now our Chair Jesse Neville with the next award. Final award.
All right, Uhuru. Okay, Uhuru. All right, Uhuru, everybody. So let's give another round of applause for Casey Mackey. That was very powerful. And salute all of the culture, from the culture of reparations to African people. And if you wanted to be on this stage tonight, start rehearsing and get ready, because this is going to be a tradition of the USM National Convention. Uhuru. So this brings us to our final award, and I wanted to start off by quoting Mao Zedong, who said, "The revolutionary guerrilla moves among the people like a fish in the sea." So this next award is for the person who has moved most effectively and most brilliantly among the people like a fish in the sea as the best organizer in the Uhuru Solidarity Movement. And this is the person who, when I'm gonna spoil it immediately once I start giving what I'm about to say. But I'm gonna do it anyway. When I first met this comrade, she was in Boston. And got involved, came to some meetings and called up and said, I wanna do a reparations challenge. And she was a DJ, she is a DJ. So all of a sudden, this event is being planned. What was it called? Club Reparation. Everything is reparations. She became DJ Reparations. And we started, we saw the videos from this event, and it wasn't just this person. Let me keep the little suspense going. Doing a fundraiser and passing out flyers. Like, with all these white people dancing to like house music, and kind of all of a sudden, this comrade jumps in the middle and is like, Uhuru, I want to talk to you about reparations. And won members and raised resources and just started building on the ground and just did incredible work in Boston. And then when the African People's Socialist Party made the call for a key organizer of the Uhuru Solidarity Movement, after Deputy Chair had been here, President Columbai on the ground forging the way, Kitty Riley from APSC, and the party called for a USM organizer to go in and build the Uhuru Solidarity Movement, and god damn. Not only did she say yes, but she went in and she has built the hell out of the Uhuru Solidarity Movement in St. Louis. And just gone in, and so she's like, okay, now I don't have my DJ scene, so I need to find a new body of water, to keep the Mao analogy going, to start swimming in as an organizer. So now, all of a sudden, you go to a drag club in St. Louis, and they call her the girl with the clipboard, is moving around, signing people up. And then all of a sudden, she's on stage. He's on stage. Calling for reparations in the form of, in drag. Like, just anything becomes reparations. Anything becomes a way to organize white people into this movement. And she is a brilliant comrade, a brilliant public speaker, a brilliant writer, a brilliant leader, winning the people, constantly striving to win her forces to a deeper level of commitment, and all of the brilliance of the USM St. Louis comrades, which I want to salute all of USM St. Louis, Uhuru, are, that democratic centralism is your forces reflects the leadership. And Casey Mackey gets the award for Best All-Around Organizer of Uhuru Solidarity Movement. Uhuru!
This means so much. I mean, like, my dad is here too, and he could tell you some horror stories about what my life used to be like, when I didn't have discipline. And just that, I just see this as something I need to live up to. I'm gonna be loyal to this movement till victory is won, till death. This is the right way to go. We just gotta keep building, not be satisfied until colonialism is destroyed. And I just really wanna thank the chairman, and I'm really, really honored to be a part of this. I don't know what I'd be doing without this movement. I think a lot of us feel, pretty much all of us in this room right now are like, what would we be doing if we had not found African internationalism and a way out of this horror movie of a reality? So this is just something I'm gonna live up to. Uhuru.
Uhuru. Give it up for all of the recipients of the first award ceremony, at least in this era. And we will reinstitute this for USM. And I want to again thank Deputy Chair for winning us to the understanding of why this is so important. We have to recognize our forces. We have amazing comrades, and we want to recognize, so it serves as an inspiration to all of us to strive to be like these great comrades who have stood before us tonight. So I want to turn it back over to Comrade Mads and say, make America pay! Uhuru!
Unity through! Unity through! Uhuru! So what did you all think of the first day? Pretty good, right? Pretty revolutionary, right? Well, that concludes our Culture and Award ceremony, and please be back here tomorrow where we get to hear from all of our other comrades reporting about what's going on all over the country, and I'm really excited to see you all, so I hope you have a good rest, and see you in the morning. Uhuru!